Hey everyone, in this video we will learn how to use multiple date dimensions or multiple date tables in our data model in Power BI. So let's start. So in this data model, as you can see here, I've got dim date joined to the factor internet sales table, and if I quickly open this relationship up, you will see that the date dimension is related to the order date field. So you can see I've got order date field which is joined, but there are two fields called due date and ship date which are not joined. So what we'll do is we'll create two more tables, one for ship date, so we can slice and dice based on the ship date, and we'll create another table for due date. So we'll just look at the DAX code used to generate this, and we'll copy this code, and we'll just hit new table, and we'll just copy paste the same code, and we'll call it ship date, and we'll create another table called order date, and we'll create another table called due date. So now we'll have three tables in our data model. One is the existing relationship with the order date, and then we'll have a due date and a ship date. So we'll go to the data model, we'll click on manage relationships, and we'll quickly join these two relationships as well. So we'll create a new one. So we'll use the factor internet sales table, and we'll join the ship date. So let's just do the due date first, and we'll join it to the due date field and hit OK. And we'll add one more relationship for factor internet sales table, ship date, and we'll join it to the ship date table on the date field and hit OK. And you can see that it's added the relationship. So we'll close this out and we'll save this. So let's just move this. So now we've got three date tables. So we've already have the relationship on the order date, we have the due date as well as the ship date. So let's try it going to the visual. And in this visual you can see, so let me select this visual, which is a matrix. And the fields I've used for this visual are I've got calendar year and the sales amount. So this is coming from the order date or the dim date table. Now let's say I want to see by calendar year how the amounts are split. So when was the order, what amount was ordered and what amount was shipped. So let's say we want to do an analysis on that. So I'll move the calendar year here and I'll maximize this. And you can see that when the order year was 2010, all shipment was done in 2011, and then 2011 most of it was shipped in 2011, and then some was shipped in 2012. And similarly, a lot of orders which were received in 2012 were shipped in 2012, some were shipped in 2013, and so on and so forth, except for 2014, where there is no ship date of 2050. So it could have happened that maybe towards the end of the year we received certain orders like in December and they were shipped on the next year, or maybe the last 2 or 3 months where we could have had some delayed shipments. So this is what it shows, but it becomes really difficult to understand and interpret which field is coming from which table. So then what we need to do is we need to specify the calendar year. So for example, in this case for ship date, let's go back to the ship date table. And here with the DAX, what I can do is I can do a concatenate. So it tells me it is the ship year. And then we can say ship year, comma, and this year date, and then we'll close it out. So we hit enter now. And we'll wait for it to process, and once it's processed we'll just close this one out, and you can see now that it's showing us the ship year. And similarly for this one, this is the order year, so we need to go here and change the DAX a bit. So we need to again say concatenate, and we'll close this out and hit enter. So we'll wait for this to process. So now you can see that it's showing us this is the order year, this is the ship year, and you can format it the way you want. So that's one. But also over here that it's slightly harder to understand which field is coming from which table unless we hover over it. So we'll have to probably go and change the naming convention everywhere. So we'll probably have to call this calendar year. In place of calendar year, we have to say ship date year. So now you can see that this is giving us a problem because we've changed the name. So we'll have to go and remove this one out and get the ship year in. And similarly for order year, we will have to change the column names. So you have to make changes at two places. One is the column names for each of the date tables. And you've also got to make changes at the data level for each of the data points. So then it definitely needs a little more work on your end should you decide to use multiple date tables, but that's a best practice when you're trying to use multiple date tables. I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching this video. In this video, we covered how to use multiple date tables in our data model and what are the things we should consider, like the naming conventions for the columns as well as the data. I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching this video again. Please do subscribe to my channel and like my videos if you enjoy what I'm doing. Cheers, bye.